The sound of happy little children is amazing, but the bad tree will rot. But the bad tree will rot. The children give us hope for humanity. The sound of little happy children is so amazing, so encouraging, so inspiring, so wonderful. But the tree that is not good will rot. The tree that is not good will rot. Because a rotten tree does not have good genes. It does not have a good maker. And it has something called toxicity in it. So the rotten tree passes or attempts or spreads toxicity to the other trees, to all good nature, and to whatever else is in the environment. And in this environment are lovely little trees, lovely little creatures, lovely life, lovely other things in nature, lovely animals, lovely human beings, lovely fish, and all the young ones, including the children of human beings. Happy little children. They're so joyful. They're so free. They have this human, true loving kindness. They're just so beautiful. They have something that's right, that is beautiful, that is pure, that is almost like holy. Happy little children. Happy little children are so amazing, so amazing, so amazing. Happy little children. Happy little children teach us the importance of being highly effective people. Highly effective people. Highly effective people. Highly effective people. Because it's just how it is. Every little child is taught good habits by the parents, and is taught what is not right, is taught powerful lessons for personal change in every family. Every family tries to do that. See, each and every family. Each and every family. Each and every family. But then, in humanity, there are all kinds of people. There are all kinds of families. There are all different types of human beings, different types of creatures, different types of standards of living, different types of water. And it's the same water, but the H2O, and this water here, water right here, the same water. This is hot water, and this is cold water. The same water is in what? Is in this soap. And some of the, it helps to bind all these things, the plastic and the metal and the wood and the whatever else there is, including including light, including anything else. It's all bonds of matter, matter, bonds of matter. Even this fridge here that is owned by the landlord, I don't own the house, I don't own these things. This is for the roommates I live with. I live with about 8 or 9 or 10 roommates from very, very good families. And see, some are students, some are young professionals. This also belong to the roommates. This also belong to some of the roommates or whatever. See, anyways, so the house is owned by a Chinese Canadian, and all of us are from different countries in the world. See, some are from Asia, some are from Africa, some are from Asia, some are from there's no Aboriginal person here in this house. But there's some from Southern American culture, or like the Latino or the Southern European mix, because there are a mix of cultures there. They've been interacting with people, so many people. We all live in Canada, and some are from right here, New Brunswick. Some are from English, Westminster. Some are from Vancouver, Western Canada. Some are from here, proud supporters of dogs and creatures. So we have a whole mix of, some are Scottish, some are European, and then this someone that was from the Caribbean. He just left about a few days ago, and it's from Africa. I'm from Africa, from Kenya, East Africa. See, Bomet County, Conine constituency, Kibera, Boitawad, Kibera village, Kibera farm community. And on the farm we have a small, it's not a humongous farm, it's just a small farm that my parents have. It's like a homestead farm for the family, and she supports a lot of community members. So in the same way, I came to Canada and I make good food. And I learned to grow up with fresh food, so I make fresh food. And I used to share with the homeless and with the less fortunate. And I'm now 60, almost 60, heading to 70. 7 years, I should be heading to 7 years. So I am what's called in Canada I am a retired senior, nice Canadian, one of the many retired senior nice Canadians. And we live in Nova Scotia province, so I'm retired. It says the Nova Scotians are called the finest. So the finest Nova Scotians, or people from New Scotland and other places, make up the people of other places, other cultures, other heritage, other beliefs in the world. Hopefully they're good beliefs, and this make up the Nova Scotian people. And here we live in a place called Halifax. So they're nice Canadians from all over the world, and then they are finest Nova Scotians from all over the world, and also romantic, amazing Haligonians from all over the world. Majority of people are amazing and kind-hearted and caring. Majority. So that leaves just a few, which is called the minority, few that have something called greed, corruption, and racism. See, just a few. So greed. George Orwell said some pigs want to be more equal than others in his book Animal Farm. See, my mom has a farm, so you see how animals get along together. They feed together, they do this together, they have a little skirmishes here and there, but they resolve them and they go back to eating grass, or they go back to whatever ducks do, or whatever the chickens do, or whatever squirrels do, or whatever fish do, or whatever anything else does, whatever. they don't like obsess about self, which is called selfishness, and they don't ridiculously try manipulative ways of self-harming, which is called disease. It's a disease of the mind. In Canada, in North America, they call it mental illness, but the correct word is madness. Madness. So that madness causes something called anxiety. So anxiety is based on fear and favor, which is what causes something called racism. Racism is when people judge others by skin color. So they are looking at the surface of the person, the skin, and they categorize the society according to the people of different skin and color. So that causes something called injustice or social injustice or violation of inalienable. They attempt to, they cannot, nobody can violate it, but the attempt is an attempt all in vain. And a book of Ecclesiastes says, vanity of vanity. This is the vanity of the narrow-minded people who practice racism, greed, and corruption. Could be from whichever culture, any heritage, or whichever social status, or it's just ignorant people, really. See, so it says, for these ignorant people, vanity of vanities, all their efforts, all their schemes, all their manipulations, all their bullying, all their yelling, all the starting unnecessary wars to profit. They try profit from unnecessary wars. So from stealing, killing, and destroying, they're just destroying themselves and their children and their generations forever. It's called self-harming. So because the bad tree rots, R-O-T-S, rots. The bad tree rots. And the rottenness in either the gene or the person or the culture or the heritage or the race, or it could be like bad people that or like people that have bad manners or bad behavior that come from whichever part of the world. Say they could be, some could be from Africa, places like where I come from. Some could be from Aboriginal community, which comes next. So from Africa, you go to the Aboriginal community, and then from there you go to the Asians, and then you go from there to the mixed culture people, and then you go from there to the people of Europe, and then you go from there to people that have almost like an albino type presentation, or how they look in humanity. And you get these people probably in sprinkled around the world, but you get them mainly around the Mediterranean. So not North or South Mediterranean. It's the western part of the Mediterranean. You get these people that are very pale type of skin around Jordan, around Israel, around Syria, around that area. You see, predominantly. There are others also like parts of areas like Ukraine and Turkey, but when you go farther out that way, then you get people that are either browner or that have freckles, or they have whatever. See, you go towards Italy, Spain, Rome, Egypt, places like Algeria and eastern part of Canada, where the Mi'kmaq, or the great kingdom of the Mi'kmaq, here we live, is called the Mi'kmaq community, or the Mi'kmaqi. So you find they have a more melanin, which is called a darker skin presentation. The further north you go from that, and the further east, the further west, the further spread out from that. So this people really what do you say, core, or like the beauty of the pigment, skin pigment, you find them around where? The origin of humanity. And probably when the earth was one, and before Pangaea, people lived in places that were the most conducive. The most conducive was around the equator. There around the equator would be, so if you bring all the planets together and stick them into like a piece of Lego or a piece of jigsaw puzzle and put it together. Say if you put these things together and put them all here, and just give an illustration and put them all here. So the world was just one piece like that, and people lived somewhere around here. See, and here is probably places like the warm places or the conducive places or the moderate climate places or the equatorial climate places or the places around East Africa. So that was the core center of humanity, the origin of humanity. Places like Kenya, Ethiopia, it was attached to Western Asia, which is like places like Bangladesh, places like Southern India, places like Western Australia, places like Eastern Caribbean, Eastern Eastern South America, Eastern North America, Canada and US eastern part of it, and also the southern part of Europe and the eastern part of the Mediterranean countries, all the countries in the Middle East. See, and so that's how it is. So they lived around that conducive, and then slowly the Earth and the planets started to shake and to I don't know, they do what it's pressure and weather and climate and growth and development and all this. So that has an effect on nature, and then the earth is also rotating, and also it's changing. They're changing the seasons, and so within that there's this thing called monsters. So out of the origin of humanity and good nature and all this, there are these few people, or few this, or few the other, or few animals, or few this, that have something called almost like an evil energy. Is this? It's not. It's evil. Is just a concept. It's a concept. But the precept, in other words, the thing that comes before that, is called intent. Intent. Intent is what's used in things like law to determine a case, or to determine innocence or guilt, or whatever it is that is. Intent is also the thing that brings matter together. It brings people together. It brings relationships together. It brings whatever type of relationships or organizations, or the beginning of it. I'm talking about this, the beginning of the step or the initiation of it. So initiation is related to the word intent. Intent means in the tent. In other words, it's contained within, deeper within the core of that item or entity or whatever, including us human beings. So the further it spreads out, then the higher the probability of having something called there'll be all kinds of people, just for clarification, there are all kinds of people in all kinds of cultures, in all kinds of families, and in all types of organizations or governments or countries or kingdoms and this and that. However, the bad tree rots. The bad person has rottenness in their mindset, in their behavior, in their character, or in their family, or in their whatever organization or government, or this and the other. See, they have that. It's innate. From intent, you come a word called innate. Innate is in it. It's in it. It's within it. See. So the bad tree rots. it has a toxicity, and this is now what is happening with things like the pharmaceutical companies producing toxic what do you say I'll show you an example. See, show you a good example. See, toxic waste. This is just regular. This is what do you call them, recycled or organic, and this is plastics, and that's cardboard. See, but when we produce too much of it, so it turns into harm, and that harm messes up the water. Well, the water will heal itself, but we dumping too much shit in it, too much garbage, too much this, too much the other, and then we have a lot of products that we produce from plastic, from petroleum, from I don't know, all kinds of variations of wood, from metal, from who knows what else, including food items, like this syrup or the sugar that we refine, or this other stuff, or peanut butter, or whatever it is, and we produce things like this. Like now we have a thing here, it's called a hand warmer. The hands are meant to warm themselves naturally, so why we need this? But so we produce stuff like that, or we produce plastic forks. Well, we have wood, we have other more natural things. Or we produce things like candy. Candy is just a dense type of sugar that is quick and like absorbs into or we produce things like this is something called body lotion. See, and we put in a bowl, plastic, and then the plastic in it permeates or gets into the products or the food and this and that. Wash my hands. See, I touched too many things. See, so anyways, so they're bad.